Peppermint tea is a well-known homegrown imbuement produced using the leaves of the peppermint plant, Mentha ex piperita. It is known for its reviving flavor and potential medical advantages. In any case, it's essential to take note of that singular responses to spices and homegrown teas can shift, and it's dependably really smart to talk with a medical care proficient prior to rolling out any huge improvements to your eating regimen. Advantages of peppermint tea. Stomach-related, help. Muscle unwinding. Peppermint tea contains intensifiers like menthol that have muscle loosening up properties. This can assist with loosening up the muscles of the gastrointestinal plot, possibly freeing side effects from heartburn, gas, and bulging. Further developed bile stream. Peppermint might invigorate the progression of bile, a stomach-related liquid created by the liver that helps separate fats. This could help with assimilation and fat retention. Peevish gut disorder, IBS. Help. Decreased side effects. Studies propose that peppermint oil, a critical part of peppermint tea, can assist with mitigating side effects of bad-tempered entrail condition, IBS, like stomach torment, bulging, and the runs by loosening up the stomach muscles. Respiratory help, decongestant. The menthol in peppermint tea goes about as a characteristic decongestant, assisting with opening up aviation routes and straightforwardness relaxing. Breathing in the steam from a hot cup of peppermint tea can give help from nasal clog. Queasiness and movement affliction. Against queasiness, properties. Peppermint's calming consequences for the stomach muscles can assist with diminishing sickness and regurgitating. Reducing side effects of movement ailment and morning sickness is usually utilized. Relief from discomfort. Muscle unwinding. Applying peppermint oil topically or consuming peppermint tea might assist with loosening up irritated muscles and lessen torment, particularly for strain migraines. Mental lucidity and sharpness. Mental upgrade. The fragrance of peppermint has been connected to expanded sharpness, worked on mental execution, and improved memory. Drinking peppermint tea could assist with supporting concentration and mental capability. Stress and unwinding, relieving. Smell. The fragrance of peppermint can affect the brain and body, advancing, unwinding, and decreasing pressure. Cell reinforcement, movement. Wealthy in cancer. Prevention agents. Peppermint is a wellspring of cell reinforcements, for example, flavonoids and phenolic compounds, which can assist with safeguarding cells from oxidative pressure and add to, generally speaking, well-being. Hydration. Invigorating. Hydration. Peppermint tea is a hydrating refreshment that can be delighted in hot or cold. Remaining hydrated is fundamental for different physical processes. Weight. The bored. Hunger. Concealment. A few examinations propose that the fragrance of peppermint might assist with decreasing craving and desires, possibly supporting weight-the-board endeavors. Oral well-being, antimicrobial properties. Peppermint intensifies that display, antimicrobial properties. Drinking peppermint tea could uphold oral well-being by lessening microbes that can cause awful breath. Skin well-being. Effective application. Applying weakened peppermint oil. Topically could give alleviation to skin aggravations, tingling, or irritation. Recall that while these advantages are upheld by research and customary use, individual reactions can change. It's critical to pay attention to your body and talk with a medical services proficient on the off chance that you have any worries or previous circumstances prior to making peppermint tea a customary piece of your everyday practice. Contraindications and contemplations. Gastroesophageal reflux sickness, GERD, or heartburn. Contraindication. Peppermint tea can loosen up the lower esophageal sphincter, possibly permitting stomach corrosive to stream once more into the throat. This could deteriorate side effects of GERD or heartburn in certain people. Sensitivities and awarenesses. Contraindication. People with sensitivity to mint, like peppermint or spearmint, ought to keep away from peppermint tea, as it could set off unfavorably susceptible responses like tingling, rash, or respiratory side effects. Gastrointestinal problems. Thought. While peppermint tea can give help to numerous people with stomach-related uneasiness, it could fuel side effects in certain individuals with gastrointestinal issues like gastroesophageal reflux illness, GERD, hiatal hernia, or bad-tempered entrail condition, IBS. Drug collaborations. Thought. Peppermint can connect with specific drugs, especially those utilized by the liver chemicals impacted by peppermint compounds. Counsel a medical care proficient in the event that you're taking meds to keep away from expected connections. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Thought. While peppermint tea is by and large viewed as protected with some restraint during pregnancy, extreme utilization could prompt expected inconveniences. It's fitting to counsel a medical care supplier prior to making it a standard piece of your eating routine during pregnancy or while breastfeeding. Youngsters and babies. Thought. Peppermint tea ought to be kept away from for babies and extremely small kids, as it can represent a gamble of stifling or gastrointestinal distress. Counsel a pediatrician prior to acquainting any natural teas with a kid's eating regimen. Ailments. Thought. People with gallbladder issues, liver problems, or bile channel impediments ought to practice alert with peppermint tea because of its likely consequences for bile stream. Medical procedure. Thought. Peppermint's muscle loosening up properties could slow down sedation or muscle loosening up drugs utilized during a medical procedure. Illuminate your medical care supplier in the event that you consistently consume peppermint items. Delicate stomachs. Thought. While peppermint tea relieves numerous stomachs, a few people could encounter expanded causticity or indigestion in the wake of consuming it. Portion and length. Thought. Control is vital. Inordinate utilization of peppermint tea could prompt antagonistic impacts like acid reflux, stomach-related upset, or migraine. Adhere to a sensible admission and consider rotating with other homegrown teas. Different spices and enhancements. Thought. Assuming you're as of now taking other homegrown enhancements or teas, it's critical to guarantee that there are no collaborations among those and peppermint tea. It's memorable's vital that singular reactions to spices can shift, and what functions admirably for one individual probably won't work the same way for another. In the event that you have any prior ailments, are taking drugs, or have worries about consuming peppermint tea, counseling a certified medical services proficient prior to making it a standard piece of your diet is prudent. Expert opinions. Medical services. Experts. Enrolled dietitians. Many enlisted dietitians recognize the likely advantages of peppermint tea, especially for stomach-related issues and stress help. They frequently suggest it as a mitigating refreshment after dinners or for unwinding. Cultivators. Botanists and naturopathic specialists frequently advance the utilization of peppermint tea for its stomach-related benefits and its capacity to help by and large well-being. They could suggest it as a component of a comprehensive way to deal with well-being. Clinical investigations and exploration. Logical investigations. Different examinations have investigated the impacts of peppermint and its dynamic mixtures, like menthol, on human well-being. Research has shown promising outcomes for peppermint's job in lightening side effects of IBS, supporting absorption, and giving respiratory help. Customary and social practices. Verifiable use. Peppermint has been utilized for a really long time in customary natural medication to resolve stomach-related issues, cerebral pains, and respiratory distress. This verifiable use upholds the possibility that peppermint tea can offer potential medical advantages. Preventative notes. Contraindications and safety measures. Specialists reliably stress the significance of considering contraindications and individual awarenesses prior to integrating peppermint tea into one's everyday practice. They feature the expected cooperations with specific ailments, prescriptions, and sensitivities. Control and distinction, adjusted approach. Specialists frequently suggest balance while consuming peppermint tea. They prompt against exorbitant utilization, particularly for those with specific medical issue or awarenesses. Individual reactions. Specialists recognize that while many individuals find peppermint tea helpful, individual responses can fluctuate generally. A few people could encounter unfavorable impacts, especially on the off chance that they have explicit well-being concerns. Counseling medical care experts, prior conditions. Medical care experts generally prompt people with previous ailments, like GERD, IBS, or sensitivities, to counsel their PCPs prior to making peppermint tea a customary piece of their eating regimen. Medicine communications, specialists, stress the significance of counseling a medical care supplier, particularly in the event that somebody is taking drugs that could collaborate with the mixtures in peppermint. Pregnancy and youngsters. Pregnancy, clinical experts prescribe pregnant people to look for clinical direction prior to consuming peppermint tea during pregnancy, as exorbitant sums could make unfriendly impacts. Kids. Peppermint tea is by and large deterred for babies and little youngsters because of the potential for gagging and gastrointestinal uneasiness. Customization and inclinations. Custom-fitted proposals, specialists frequently prescribe that people pay attention to their bodies and change their utilization of peppermint tea in light of their own responses and inclinations. Choices. For those with contraindications or responsive qualities, specialists could propose investigating other natural teas that offer comparable advantages without the likely disadvantages. In rundown, while specialists by and large recognize the likely advantages of peppermint tea, they additionally stress the significance of individualization, wariness, and looking for proficient counsel. Peppermint tea can be a relieving and charming expansion to a reasonable eating routine, yet it's essential to consider one's own well-being status, likely communications, and exceptional responses. Talking with a medical care supplier prior to rolling out critical dietary improvements is a judicious methodology. If you found the information valuable, we'd appreciate it if you could show your support by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. To ensure you never miss our upcoming useful content, consider subscribing to the channel and activating the notification bell. Our dedicated team is committed to enhancing your well-being and helping you lead a healthier life. Thank you for being part of our community, dear viewers.